It was the Wild West. Anybody could message anybody. I had like OkCupid profile. My inbox was just full of 47-year-old men going, "What's your favorite position, little lady?" And I was like, "I don't know, point guard?" You gotta be careful. There's some real weird people. Some really weird people on the dating websites, on the apps. Let me tell you my worst date story. I went on a date with a fascist. The audible gasp is appropriate. Look, I didn't know going in that that's what was happening. I wouldn't on purpose go on a date with a fascist. No. I saw tattoos, I thought, this man can smoke a brisket. This will be fun. But you can't tell these days. Is it hipster or into Hitler? I don't know. From the side, I couldn't tell from the angle that his tattoos were lightning bolts. I just saw dragons. I was like, Game of Thrones! Looks fun. But he trapped me. He got me like it was like one of those timeshare situations where I'm like, oh, free dinner? Okay, I'm in. I'll take 2 lobsters, thank you. And he's like, have you heard of racism? I'm like, what is happening? Look. You know how you're half white and half Latina? Have you ever considered just being white? I'm like, that's not how math works. What is happening? He's like, no, look, if you straighten your hair and you dye it blonde, you could be like a funny Tommy Lauren. Appropriate. I'm like, none of this sounds good, sir. No. And plus, how would that even work to just completely change, like to get rid of my Latin DNA? Were they gonna like suck out my fat, spin it around in a centrifuge thing, take out all the Latin DNA, put it back in my butt, and I wake up the next day with a flat booty? And a sudden urge to call a manager? And the need to decorate my whole house with live, laugh, love signs on every wall. Everywhere. I swear, I have a white stepmom. She's got live, laugh, love, hang in there, and nurses don't take no shit. It's an addiction. She needs help. Oh gosh, no. Then, okay, back to my Nazi date. Yeah, what a piece of work. Then he says this, he goes, well, what I really think is that America needs a king. Again, a king would be good, or I'll settle for a dictator. Okay. In my head, I'm like, bro, did you flunk 9th grade? Because we like all learned in high school why we have a democracy, right? It's because absolute power corrupts absolutely. Too much power in the hands of a few is really bad for everybody. You know? I feel like I shouldn't have to say it, but these days you kind of do. Actually, that reminds me of another story. Okay, so one time I was making out with this guy. Like you do. And I run my hands down the chest, as one is wont to do. And I cupped his titty. It was a surprise titty. I wasn't expecting it. It's like I've never felt one from this angle before. It's only been mine. They don't teach you in health class what to do with a man's titty. They don't. Do you shake it? Squeeze it? Do you rub it? I didn't know, so I was just like, quick, move your hand fast. I moved it. I was like, oh no, that's too fast. He's gonna think I'm judging it. I'm not judging. I'm neutral about the titty. I'm just shocked. That's all. I'm like, oh no, I moved my hand too fast. Quick. Disguise that by moving your hands everywhere. I start rubbing his thighs. I'm moving his butt. I'm like jiggling it for some. He was a tall man. It was a big butt. That's. I patted his wallet. point, I was like, this is unsalvageable, and I left. Got out. He didn't want the night to end. He sent me a dick pic then. I know, and I said, cool, period. Just not the thing to say. And aside, ladies, if a guy sends you a dick pic and you don't want to say, here are my tips. There are two safe go-tos. Number one, you could call his dick beautiful. Just like, that is very attractive. Why? Because every guy feels a little bit insecure about his junk and his twigs and berries. And if you call it pretty, he'll stand up 2 feet taller tomorrow, I promise. Second strategy, guy sends you a dick pic, just send any emoji. What is anything? A bridge will work. Anything at all, except for the guy with the monocle. Unless you hate him, in which case send 5. Back to my story. Okay, so this guy, the one with the titty, he ghosted me. This guy, he ghosts me. I don't hear from him for years. And then one day, he reaches out. He asks me on a date. I say, okay. And I go on the date. You guys, he has lost like 50 pounds. At this point, this man has abs, not a 6-pack. You guys, this is a Costco-style 14-pack of abs plus 20% for free. I said that wrong. I'm going to say it again. This wasn't just your ordinary 6-pack of abs. This was a 14-pack. Okay. This wasn't an ordinary 6-pack of abs. This was a Costco-style 14-pack of abs plus 20% extra for free abs. So we did it. It was cool, period. And then he ghosted me again. I was upset. I'm like, what did I do wrong? I asked my guy friends, and they said, Kat, that was a revenge fuck. Oh, yeah. Which means, you guys, this man spent the entire pandemic on his Peloton, training like Arya Stark, with a list, like, I'm gonna get them all. I'm gonna get Ashley and Amanda and Kat Alvarado and the Hat. Whoa. Yeah. And the moral of this story is that absolute power corrupts absolutely. Because men can't even handle having abs. Let alone real power. It will drive them mad. Back to my Nazi date. Oh God, it gets worse. Then he says, well, you gotta see, I'm a Christian nationalist. And what that means, it's as an American patriot, I think everybody should believe in Jesus. And if they don't want to, they can leave America. And I said, I know I didn't just hear you say patriot and forcing religion on everybody in the same sentence about America, right? So you guys, I'm a nerd. And sometimes I think about the colonies. I don't know if y'all have ever been to the East Coast or like to the snow, but winter is cold. I don't know how people survived before Patagonia jackets. That's a lot. And the first colony was Roanoke, and everybody died. They all died. All that was left was skulls, and even worse, dirty dishes. Absolute disaster. And then more colonists came, and they saw the skulls, they saw the dishes, they were like, oh, and no one to clean them. That's okay, we'll invent dish soap. And they kept going, and they made another colony for, religious freedom. And they settled down, and then it turns out winter's not just a one-off. Another winter came, and they couldn't grow food, so they're like, crap. They came up with another solution, very creative. They decided to eat each other. They ate each other, which is, oof, I would have gone with ramen first. Okay. I also cannot imagine what it would have been like to be the first person to be eaten. They're like, hey, come here. We have a very special project for you. You're special. You talk too much. Bam! And then more colonists came, and they heard about the cannibalism, and they were like, still down. Still down? Yeah, we'll just eat Steve. We know who we're going for. That was it, and that's how America started. Religious freedom, which is important. So, I think that's a very important factor of being a patriot. So I said to my date, I said, sir, Christian nationalists do not love this nation. Or this nation. Christian nationalists are like those people who like food that they think it's one food, but it's actually pretending to be another food. Like cauliflower wings. Like that one lady who's like, these are real wings. No, ma'am, that is a fried vegetable covered in Frank's Red Hot. It's not wings, ma'am. And everybody knows Frank's Red Hot makes everything taste like wings. It does. And Frank's Red Hot is like Jesus. And that anything you put it on tastes like Christian. It does. But Christian nationalism is not Christian. It is cauliflower. Filled with razor blades. Because it was prepared by evil racists. There you go, sir. And with that, I'll take my 2 lobsters to go. And I got up and I walked 2 tables over and gave my number to a black guy. The end.